Hello. Sorry about being late. My computer was having my computer and OBS were having a moment. All right. So when last you left off, you guys had just been promised that you were going to get bikes that you could ride, the good kind of bikes. Oh, fuck! I should have fixed that. So now that they've arrived, you find yourself with a bunch of Marion bikes. Something that Hallow at least, Brad at least, would remember as dangerous.
You look exactly like Murad on bikes, right?
Yes.
This would have a certain dragon that's very perplexed, looking at these strange bikes that vaguely look like some form of dragon, seeming unsure of what she's actually staring at.
These bikes are very stylish. Or stylized, rather.
Are these bikes some form of... She seems to be curiously looking to see if the bikes actually stare back at her.
Because you were still in the tavern, which you had a room at,
Hmm.
and you were merely in their always a parking garage, parking area. Boskia would be with you and just explain. Oh shit! Those are those are some of the newer models they've been testing. Lucky.
I take it the company's going to benefit from field testing them. Us field testing them.
Yes, it said that there are still a few kinks to work out in the process, but otherwise, they've been rated as mostly safe.
Hale just bobs her head to whatever music she happens to be listening to, a little more interested in observing the draconic traits of the bikes.
They're
Man, you look
powered
like...
by purple.
What does powered by purple mean?
It means that if they were painted blue, they wouldn't actually work. Or they'd go really slow.
Why
And
would they
mortals
go
have some like...
slow if they're blue?
Man, mortal races have some like really weird tech.
Most people go slow when they're blue. So it actually makes sense that bikes would too.
Wait, does like painting your bikes blue make them depressed?
It can
That
make
is
them
why my feathers
depressed.
are red. My feathers make me go fast.
Well, I mean, that would certainly make you talk fast, I guess.
Exactly.
Well, if you're painting your bikes blue, either they'll go really fast underwater or they'll go really slow on land. Usually both, though.
Hale bobs her head, entirely believing this. I'm not even gonna roll insight. She has no idea, so I'm rolling with it. Huh,
Mhm.
that makes sense. I don't think these things look like they're rated for like water. Maybe they are.
A lot
Can
of
I search
people.
for any flotation device Can I search for any flotation device and/or device that will allow this to go underwater?
You were unaware,
efficiently?
but you were aware, but try to what knowledge skills do you have?
I am sailing.
Okay, go for sailing.
Can this bike sail?
Apparently you're unaware, but let's see if the die likes you. You see a tire-like protrusion on both the near the neck or the front of the chest and the tail. These could possibly turn into flotation devices, but you're not sure.
You see that where it flares out a little bit. It may float. We'll see. Can we take it for a test drive on water?
Awesome.
You are probably not cleared to take them out on water, so if you damage them and do in the process of doing things that weren't authorized, you'll likely have to pay a fine. Ghostly informs helpfully.
Ashlyn will say, wait a second, I thought I was told that they can handle any type of surface and terrain, sky and water included. The only thing they couldn't do is lava.
Maybe they
This
like
was true.
maybe they like haven't gotten a chance to finish the testing.
It is
But then why
possible
would they
that
say
these are
that
the
it is possible?
really new model.
Let's stick on the ground for now and worry about the other terrains for when they're more relevant.
It is what do you guys call this vehicle? Just for me again.
Last time you said it was an all-terrain vehicle, but now you're describing a motorcycle?
It is an all-terrain motorcycle.
Right. It's called a motorcycle.
Mhm.
It was relatively useful for handing physical messages on the battlefield.
Suppose he would explain. Well, these seem to be, at least to me, the Iron Serpent Mark V.
I wonder if you could like play card games on these. I bet that would be cool.
I hear that's going to be a Mark VI feature.
So if this can handle all terrains, what about at all angles? You see, what if the terrain starts to curve in a little bit of a little loop, maybe?
Sorry, the terrain what?
What if the terrain, loops like you do with a shoelace?
I mean, as long as you are eating them enough sandwiches, they could probably go for quite a while.
You feed the bike the sandwich?
How else would you feed a motorcycle like this?
Tails
She just looks at you in horror.
Tails' eyes go wide for a moment, and then she reaches into her bag to take one of her ration sandwiches out and offers it to one of the bikes.
The bike seems to animate and gobbles it up. Its eyes light up, and there are hearts.
So Ashton would say,
Dude,
wait,
these
these
bikes
are...
have good taste.
See, most of the bikes that I've seen were always powered by magic rocks. This is so cool.
Perhaps I will go you. Let's see. Which of the bikes am I gonna walk up to? What do I see? What colors rather? Is there a red one actually? I'm curious.
No, they're all purple, silver, and yellow.
Purple, silver, and yellow.
With some bits of black.
Oh, I'm gonna walk up to a yellow one.
Wait, do you not know? Oh god, I'm gonna link something in DMs to you. Hang on a minute. I just want you to understand this is what you're gonna be writing.
I've also got an idea of what I'm thinking I'm writing as well.
Well,
In
you're
fact, you
gonna,
might be mirror riding.
yeah, soon you'll be finding out what you're riding on.
I'm gonna ask in DMs.
Here.
I'm gonna copy. Oh, okay. I was thinking of something like this because you said it could eat. Anyone familiar with Wonderbug?
Oh no! You
Oh,
would think
no.
that, you fucking nerd.
Okay. Wow, I see. I'm getting insulted. I'm gonna walk up to the yellow one. I'm gonna be like a little yellow bug. I'm gonna call you Wonderbug.
No, that's how they all look, to be clear.
I'm going to call you Wonderbug. And I pet my little motorcycle.
By the way, does Paolo consider these living, or does Sprout consider these living creatures? I need to know.
I feel like if they are breathing, then yes.
Does Sprout try to speak to them in Wild Song?
Yeah. Sprout just says, "Can you understand me?"
Hang on a second.
Would this be something if there's an actual response that qualifies for the animal speak channel? Cough, cough.
Oh, come on, you know what they said. Come on. I will do
Do I?
that in the future, though. Oh, well, obviously they said no.
Oh.
Obviously they said no, they're not living creatures, and they said that in Wild Song specifically.
Are you sure? Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying it out loud that they said no, we aren't, and send wild song. I was like, wait,
No,
what?
I sent it in your
Yeah, I see that. Thanks.
Jean would like to take one for a test ride.
Ashton would also quickly ask, do any of you guys have names? She's asking this to the bikes.
You know what? They're all gonna nod, all 6 of them. Let me, actually, you know what? We're gonna have sidecars, so there's 3 and some sidecars. There you go.
Okay. She will then
Maridon
go,
needs sidecars.
and she will ask each of them individually their names.
Hale is just chilling by the one she gave a sandwich, letting them listen to some of the music from Silvaji she had on her strange devices.
Oh, actually, never mind. There are gonna be 6. Hang on.
She'll just nod along as she hears all of their names. And as she gets to the last one, she says, she then pulls out a foot-long Subway sandwich and offers it to the Miridon and says, "You're going to be mine."
We have made Subway footlongs canon.
Do I like want to know what they just said?
Wait, Sprout.
Actually, wait. Why am I complaining? I made Wonderbug the reference canon. Okay.
I'm sorry. Which one did you hand the sandwich to again?
The sixth
The
one on
sixth
that
one?
list.
Of course you fucking did.
Which one's the sixth one?
Don't worry
Also,
about it.
where am I standing? Which one am I standing?
Sprout's just staring.
Pretty sure that
She handed it to the one that called themselves Ultima Terrain Splitter. That's what happened.
Anyway, she gave a
Sprout-
sandwich to them,
Raid
and she is now
Splitter.
pampering them. And she says, because she says, I love your name the most, so you're going to be mine.
Sprout looks over at them and says,
Your name is Moon Moon.
Do I know the name of mine besides the one that I gave him?
They chirp happily,
It just
like
I
a bird.
only ask, does the one that Tail is sharing her music with enjoy the synth wave?
Yes.
Then Tail is happy and just seems to wait for the party to be ready to do whatever they're going to be doing.
You know what?
She is the balloon pulled along here.
All right, so based on the names in here, I'm going to say that Ashton will point at the one that Tail is by and say, that one's Purra, by the way.
Purra, huh?
Okay, wait. I need to know, Sprout. Which one are you taking?
the fifth one, I guess.
That's acceptable. Could have picked Lex in Zephyr's honor, but that's acceptable.
Oh my god.
If you hate Zephyr.
I don't know. Whichever one approaches Sprout first, then.
Well, no, you could have picked Lux in honor of that one dragon we killed that one time. It couldn't possibly be that they reincarnated. Anyway.
You know
Stop
what? You know what?
foreshadowing.
That'll be the Puffs character's spike now.
Oh, okay. Then Ashlyn said that for Tail. She actually said that it was Lux. Okay, go for it.
Oh, God.
Look, what better rider for them than the one who killed them in their last life? I mean, what? Anyway.
But it's not the plushie who did it, though.
Voska would say, as far as the test ride, sorry that we got so off track. As far as the test ride goes, you're not going to be able to hit some of the upper speeds that they're going to be doing. As well, their navigation system is automated.
Okay.
On a bike?
So, like, what does any of that mean?
They're very smart bikes.
Tail bobs her head. She only understood about half of those words, but she's pretty sure it's a good thing. Like 75% sure.
As
Maybe
long as at every destination, when you stop at the tavern, you get them a sandwich, they will faithfully serve you until the day they die. Or they're recalled.
I will. Ashton is like, if this one gets to stay with me forever and ever, I will learn everything possible to repair them so they don't have to get recalled.
I'm gonna feed mine a little treat. It's gonna be a caramel apple.
Like, what kind of sandwiches do they like? She looks at her bike. What kind of sandwiches do you like?
It beeps a few times and growls pleasantly. You do not understand.
But would Ashlyn and Sprout understand?
Yeah, that was what I was getting to.
Okay.
So, does my bike like caramel apples? That's what I just fed them.
It does not.
Ashton will say yours likes ham, cheese, pineapples, and lettuce sandwiches.
Let's see. Do I have
Ah,
ham, cheese, pineapple sandwich lettuce
Well,
sandwiches?
that was just
Let's-
Lux who likes that. Maybe they all have different tastes.
I'm sure they
Can-
do.
what does mine like? I'm very curious.
Sprout walks up to them and asks,
What's your favorite sandwich?
Wait, which one are you picking? Pick a number 1 through 5. 6, 5, and 2 are unavailable. So 1, 3, or 4.
"You're asking me or Flynn?"
Flynn.
Whichever yellow one that I walked up to.
No, you have to
Isn't
pick
it
1,
two-
3, or 4.
I thought Lux
4.
was going to. I thought one was going to the tails.
Oh, 3 or 4. So 4, yeah.
4.
You
Let's go
have
4.
obsidian.
Sprout walks up to Obsidian and asks,
What is your favorite sandwich?
And what sprouts again from the list?
"Night."
Okay.
Hello, obsidian. I just pet
Okay.
them.
So for Albion and Shantang, choose 2 or 3.
You got
Obsidian
number-
likes ham, cheese, pineapple, and
No,
lettuce
no,
sandwiches.
that was the one for Lux.
Oh,
That is what they would say to Sprout.
what the hell is herba mystica?
Oh, you know what? Hold on. Esoteric lore time.
I am so sorry.
"Are you?"
No.
"Didn't think so."
please
the
don't
fucking
say
one.
I'm
that.
gonna hear a
That's
point.
amazing.
Okay, there we go.
Is this a bad time to realize that I have exactly 1,488 gold pieces?
Oh
It's kinda
no.
Like,
Oh no! It is a bad time to realize that. But you know what? It's not a bad time to realize.
What?
Posky is selling 5 gold foot-long sandwiches.
Excellent.
5 gold foot long.
5 gold long sandwiches.
Okay. So, Tava, I rolled a 31 to Esoteric Lord and no Herba Mystica.
You would know that Herba Mystica. Actually, no, I'm gonna type this.
Okay.
Okay.
Sprout can roll nature as well, by the way.
I will roll nature.
wow.
Hello, I just want you to know in advance. I am not sorry for this.
Terrifying.
Ashton says, well, it's kind of a very specifically located type of herb. Comes in different flavors, and also you probably shouldn't eat it. But
What
these
do you
wonderful
mean
creatures
by-
would absolutely eat it.
What do you mean that we should not eat this?
Posky would just say To be fair, I once ate an Herba Mystica, and it was one of the best decisions of my entire life.
Oh, well, you certainly. Wait. So, what did it do to you? Did you get better? Did you change back? What's up?
Whoa.
No, I just found myself.
Oh, okay.
Like, what did eating it do to you?
She
Just
just
licking-
gestures to herself, but she's very unclear about what that means.
Oh, did it like, I don't know, like make you a pretty fox lady or make you all fiery or I'm confused.
Technically, Veska's a Houndoom.
Houndoom, sorry.
We're
My
talking about
bad.
Herba Mystica, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, it
Herba
turns you into a
Mystica.
Pokemon.
Do any of you
Oh.
remember the Boop Doop Coral situation?
Actually, this is a
What?
completely new party, so no.
What's the boop doop coral?
You would
Sounds
have
Oh,
to
dear
roll.
Lord.
You would all have to roll nature to know about that.
Let
Ashton
me
would
see.
say,
Sprout could just tell them is the thing.
yeah.
I'm
Ashton
not
would
gonna
say,
roll again because I want someone to tell her what they think it should look like.
well,
More
What
funny.
does a 23 get me?
You are aware that there are legends. Okay, if you've rolled above a 20, you're aware that there are legends of a strange type of coral, that was discovered by what the locals revered as a sea goddess, said to be able to turn people into aquatic creatures.
It is. I remember there was this coral that would. It was known to turn people into creatures of the water.
right. And
Like the tall tale,
Herba
honestly.
Mystica is similar.
I
Yeah.
remember hearing the story while I was drunk on a couple pints of rum, so it's a bit fuzzy.
actually,
So
she, Ashton then seems to ponder how broad is the transformation spectrum of Verba Mystica?
what would happen if I like ate a piece of that coral and some of that herba mystica? She looks for a bike, Dragon Lux. You think I should look for it and try it?
Please do not
Maybe.
combine the effects of random magic plants
Ashton would
or
then ask.
animals.
Ashton would then ask Fosca, "Do you happen to carry Verba Mystica?"
It's like asking a drug addict if they have cocaine on them. Of course they do. I have no
She
clue,
runs.
actually.
She runs a tavern, not a drug ring. Well, she secretly does.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm gonna let you all private religion rolls, one each.
Ooh.
I will
Oh,
do
nice.
esoteric.
Can I use nature or do I have to
Gee.
use religion?
Hey, it's a roll.
You know
I
what?
can
I'll let
actually-
you specifically use nature.
Thank you.
Perfect. That's the exact
Well,
roll I
I
wanted.
oh god damn it, I did it wrong. Fuck, sorry.
Is this supposed to be a blind roll for us as well?
Yes.
It is.
Yep.
Oh, I just did a private roll.
Yeah,
Roll.
please do a blind roll.
Oh, blind roll. Okay. Do you want me
Blind
to
roll.
reroll?
Got it.
There we go. Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
please.
Blind GM roll. Perfect.
Is it better?
We will find out in a moment.
The fun. You don't know.
I like rolling dice that are of a indeterminate number.
All right, I shall
Okay.
inform.
Reed
That
rolled
is
mine
an
in secret.
SAT word.
Oh, that's funny.
Um.
During this moment, I shall be right back.
Okay.
The DM is coming up with very, very concerned lore.
Okay, so I'm going to just deliver this to all of the people who rolled correctly. I mean, rolled high enough. There you go.
Oh, you mean I didn't roll high enough? Dang.
Oh my fucking god! Please let that be real.
It is. It is. I was kind of thinking, how do you become one of those? And then I was like, oh, actually.
Okay, so with all that said, though, Ashlyn will also ask Foskia, do you happen to have some Herba Mystica?
Please don't.
Me?
Are we
No.
suggesting that we?
But it is supposedly a Takumi delicacy.
Oh, okay.
Expensive, but it is there.
I will ask around since that's where we're headed. Did you look at Sprout and say, I like to, I don't know, sometimes branch out a little bit, try new things, you know.
Indulge
Please
in a
do
little
not
bit of-
combine transformative, affecting materials and
wasn't-
eat them.
I wasn't going
You
to
know,
combine.
that sounds like a challenge.
I mean, I was going to combine the 5 flavors of Herba Mystica, but I'm pretty sure. But I'm not going to mix it with the Boop Doop Coral, so it's fine.
Bosuke would just say, you know, I heard Electra has a supply of the metal stuff at least.
Huh. Well then.
What happens if you try all transformative
Don't.
foods or otherwise at once?
The answer is don't.
It kills you, and then you have to, fight a god for her spot, or you die permanently.
The
Not.
answer is
God.
don't.
Wait, hold up. So wait, I have to fight a god to be alive?
No.
That sounds
Stop.
like fun.
Stop.
I
Do
now have a
not.
new quest.
Do not the. Do not do the.
Do we get a T-shirt if we win?
Uh,
I need to ask this god if there's a T-shirt for winning.
I'm starting to realize why I'm the only one remaining of the original party.
Original party? You mean this isn't your first? You should know better.
What the hell do you mean, no better?
You should know not to suggest such amazing ideas.
I didn't. I specifically said don't do that.
But then you told me that you would fight a god. That sounds amazing.
No, I didn't say that. Our friend here did.
The
Don't
bikes seem to be
rewrite the
getting
story
antsy.
here. You're rewriting the story. Of course you said it.
No, I literally
Ashlyn will
didn't.
hop on hers then and start petting them until they're ready to go.
You know what? I've had enough of this shit. Bye. Sprout gets on the bike and just fucking goes.
Hale seems to have thought of something she once knew, but doesn't say anything. She just gets on the bike, like to get going, keeping a
I
plan.
I whispered to
Fine.
Tails, I love gaslighting people. It is so fun.
You're
You
like
didn't
gonna-
convince me of shit.
You're like gonna drive our druid friend mad. You know that, right?
Don't worry, most people are already mad. This wouldn't be new.
You didn't like get thrown off your ship for fucking with your crewmates, did ya?
No, I never got thrown off. I just went on a little drunken adventure and found my way over here. So now I'm still here. At least until I find my crew. But you seem like a fun bunch, anyways, and I'm a bit of a drifter regardless, so why not? Let's party.
Hale just gives them a look like she does not believe that for a split second, but gets the Lux moving.
I'm telling the truth. You don't believe me?
Yeah, sure, dude.
So then, do all of you get on the mics?
Yep.
Absolutely.
Roll fortitude.
Exciting.
Oh boy, this is gonna be great. Let's go. Rolling
Private
under
wide
10s
public.
every time. I love these rolls.
Okay. And yeah, Ashton is ready to go.
Fort save.
I just realized I forgot to put the tokens on this map. Fuck me.
I believe in you all the same. Albion needs a fort save, by the way. I think? Yes.
Got
Yes.
it. Ooh, 22.
Um,
Still need to roll mine, so 1 moment.
I'll get it.
Already there.
Well, you all, the second that all of you get on your wonderful little Maridons, they take off at what you very much have ample reason to believe is lightning speed. There are times where you believe that you are about to die, to crash into buildings and all sorts of other things, but somehow, despite all of this, they actually get you to a forest filled with giant trees in relatively good time. It only takes a few hours. Stopping,
Oh my
however,
god,
leads
what
you.
is this? What was that ride?
Stopping,
It was
however, is the
exhilarating.
problem. As Flynn, Ashlyn, and Albion all throw up, their stomachs cannot handle it. Ashlyn,
Ugh.
notably, as part of that, coughs up a bone, as well as grave dust and glitter.
This is way worse than seasickness. Oh my god.
Oh, whoa. That was
This is why I
fucking
stay off vehicles.
awesome.
Ashton
I
will be
never want to
staring.
move that fast again.
Ashton's stuck staring at the pile. Just says, "Oh God, that didn't digest and all, after all this time. Fuck."
I'm sorry, what?
Well, at least you made
What have
some
you been
room.
eating?
I took a weird detour to the tavern.
Sure looks like it.
Hilfer has completely poofed out from the speed.
You find a village on the side of one of the mountains in the Takumi territory, and as you look up, you can see structures built into the trees and tree houses and all sorts of things, really. Boop. There you go. See your death. I mean, what?
Huh. Like, this is an interesting village.
Oh yeah, I've read about how they build things around here. It's really nice to see them in person. Well, again, I've only been here on a few field trips.
Oh, this place is quite pleasant.
I'm so happy to be back in nature.
I'm just glad to
Here.
not be on this gut busting ride that we were on.
I can agree
Ashton,
with that.
Ashton, despite having puke though, goes and gives her Miraidon lots of pets and hugs, and calling them a good moon.
Tail
Bruh.
offers Flux one of her ration sandwiches. Thanks for the wild ride. Like,
Sprout will also give Pats and sandwich tonight.
I'm giving Wonderbug a sandwich too.
like,
Just
oh,
talk amongst each other for a minute. I am behind on something actually.
alright. So, like, what were we doing here again? My head's a little, like, scrambled from that ride.
I
Tail,
don't
well,
know
We
what
never
heading.
had a specific instruction on this location. However, we are looking to investigate delays in the shipment of items and the delays appear to have happened in transport. We could ask in this area about caravans going through here and if there have been
perhaps
any attacks.
perhaps while we're doing that, do they have any like sparkling water or something to take this nauseous feeling out of my stomach?
Probably could, like, find a tavern. There's been trouble in transit. I heard that often you'd hear about it from tavern owners, about bandits and all that kind of shit.
Perhaps we could track down these bandits. Give them a little rough up, perhaps, and maybe they cough up information or better blood and information, but
They're
Dude,
probably ants.
dude,
then we'll make them cough up their exoskeleton. I don't know, man.
like, dude, you have to always, like, jump to violence? I just made a suggestion it could be bandits. I don't know, I mean,
If it is bandits, it would be fun. Considering my last attempt at, having my little fun got squandered by ventilation.
man, you're a little too happy with those your sword, gun things.
Yes, they are very fun to play with. You would have much fun if you knew how to use what I have. Rest.
Not for me, man. I just used the daggers and club I was born with, she says, showing off her claws and waving her tail.
So you have weapons. You like using them, don't you?
Nah, man. I prefer using my claws for scratching and for scratching records. It's not scratching people, if I can help it.
You must not get out then. Maybe once you've had a couple bar fights or a little few scraps with local and law enforcement, you'll understand.
Dude, it's not like I've not fought before. I just don't like hurting folks.
I think of it as a means to an end.
Eh,
Some people aren't open to negotiation. Sometimes you have to make them open to negotiation.
Exactly, and sometimes you have to open up a few things in their bodies to make them open to it.
What is wrong with all of you?
Why are you repeating something they clearly know?
It is more for, what is the phrase called? You're preaching to the choir.
I hear that.
Dale just kind of droops her ears and adjusts her headset back on her head. Well, let's just hope it doesn't come to needing to throw down, I guess.
But in the event that it does, and I start twirling my rapier pistol. I do like to have fun. It's like a work of art for me. Think about it like this. These are my paintbrushes. The canvas is everywhere around us. The paint is, our victims.
Abstract art is still art. I'd love to see you paint
Indeed.
sometime.
Brody.
Oh, don't tell me you don't like that. You don't
I-
like abstract art. This is.
I don't know what to do with any of you.
What was that, Sprout?
I don't know what to do with any of you.
What did I say? Hell just kind of throws up her
Come on, you know it's a bit of hyperbole, right?
What's hyperbole?
The
We're
opposite of
laying it on thick.
hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
I think someone was named that once. I don't. Maybe. I might have known someone whose name was that. Is that what you're referring to? They were a writer of sorts. Not that I could ever fucking read for shit, but.
All right, almost done. Will just be 3 or so more minutes.
Now
Thank
I
you
will
for
say
your
one of my
patience.
37.4 catchphrases. That was one of them.
You see, after Flynn's comments about art, Jean go into deep thought.
Deep thought. After I basically just
Hmm.
made myself out to be a sociopath.
Yes.
Well, if it gets someone to think.
Hal just uses the moment of peace to pull her headphones back up over her ears. She hasn't listened to some tunes for a moment.
Are there any discernible ports of entry in this area?
The DM is working on something and has asked
That
us
is
to be with
true.
ourselves.
Maybe we can sniff out something.
Unlikely.
Lynn will now polish his gun swords. And then maybe sip on some rum that he has stashed.
Surprised you're so quick to hit the bottle again after the thing at the tavern.
You need something to, what is the word, cope with the, the end of an entire society of dragonflies.
You're drinking to forget the time that you drank and got traumatized.
Exactly. What else would you do?
Man, what were
Maybe
you?
two negatives make a positive. Like, I
There
can
you
ascribe
go.
to
You
that.
get it. You get it. Perfect.
Man, like, why did I tune out at the tavern? I kind of just wandered off into my own thought.
There
Poor
was an
Flynn had
alcohol
an
that
experience.
I,
Because
gave
you
one
missed.
visions of something horrifying to some.
For me, it was the end of a dragonfly society. It was quite dramatic. Some people would need therapy, but I choose the bottle.
huh?
There's quite a bit to unpack there, I'm afraid.
What's
Tail.
the drama or the alcoholism?
I think the two are playing into each other for a wonderful sort of malaise. I can kind of see it on your face.
Wonderful sort of malaise.
You
Jean
take that
will
one, do you?
Jean will look at Flynn and ask him, "So, do you seek violence for any? Do you? Um, I had the fucking question in my head. Do you seek violence for any sort of utility outside of enjoyment for it?"
Well, no, he said it is a means to an end. It's just my preferred method.
Hmm.
That and being a smart ass, it works sometimes. But quick wits and charm can only get you too far. And it just, sometimes violence is the only way.
Huh? Those quick whips and the charm ever talk it into a fight instead of out of one? Oh, man.
From what we've
Have they
seen,
ever
I'm sure
talked
it
to-
has.
It very much has. But I'm more of the taunting type.
Hello, Chicken. Also, we
Most
are
peop-
ready to get started again.
Yay!
Hey.
Most people see my short stature and think, "Oh, this guy's an easy fight," and then I start shit talking them, and then their pride is wounded, their egos need to be satisfied, and so instead I satisfy their ego by ending it.
All
Sometimes
right.
I think. Go.
Let me see.
Sometimes
Sprout,
it
roll
is by
perception.
bullets.
All right.
Should I click initiative?
No, just Sprout.
Oh. Okay.
Other times by blade. Depends on my mood.
Whee! My eyeballs
Route
look.
with the 36 bomb. Crazy.
All right. Sprout is suddenly aware and notices that there is a door painted on the tree right next to them. It's very faint, and it is only really obvious because of the nature of the paints on it to the druid.
Why is there another door in the tree?
Another door?
The last time we went through a door in a tree, it did not go well.
This one.
Hell, now that it's been pointed out, we'll go over to take a look curiously.
Why don't you like doors and trees?
Because the last time we went into one, it didn't go well. Weren't you listening?
Well, I need you to describe the scenario. It is.
We got
man.
stuck with a fae that had a great deal of paintings that was not particularly pleased that we were there, if I recall correctly.
So they're an artist too. Why didn't you down me? That honestly excites me just a little bit.
What?
Tail is like curiously poking at the tree where Sprout pointed out the door.
What do you do to the door?
She first tries to push it.
You do not have much luck pushing the tree.
Hmm. She
I
then
try knocking.
The door creaks open slowly.
Tail peers her head inside. Hello in there.
There is no echo.
Huh.
The sound is quite dense. It is so thick it is palpable.
And she curiously wanders into the door.
Jean will follow.
Sprout follows soon after, not wanting them to go alone.
I'll sheepishly.
That's the correct tree, right?
No. The one next to
Wait,
Asher
are
is
we
the
on the
correct
wrong?
tree.
Oh, 1 second then.
Oh, I see. My bad.
I pinged it.
I think I need new glasses.
How did I get like how
Right
did I get over
here.
there? I was over here.
Okay.
This
Yeah, don't worry
what?
about it.
Don't question it. Sometimes you just teleport around. It's a magical setting. What do you expect?
Fair point.
Lynn
Exactly.
is going to take up the back.
So anyway, who goes in the door?
Tail went in first.
Then Jean.
Hale suddenly vanishes. And John.
Did they just disappear?
Seems like it.
Hello! I scream into the door.
Could I make an Arcana check to see if anything magical happened to them?
Roll a nature check.
A nature check?
Mhm.
Private or no?
Public is fine.
26.
You've heard before of mysterious painted trees spiriting people away, but you thought it was just a legend.
Painted trees?
Trees with
Oh, because
paint
the
on
door's
them.
painted on it. I heard a rumor about people being spirited away after touching a painted tree. I'm sorry it didn't come to me sooner. I'm not sure where they are right now.
This interesting.
Ashton will then go into the door as well.
Sunny chases after, jumping out of Sprout's bag.
Sprout's gone through the door already.
Okay,
There goes the sun.
so everyone
Doot.
follows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would follow as well.
Sure, yeah, I'll head up the back then. Yeah, I'll be the last one to go in.
I can go in next.
And I'm the
You
last
all
one to go
find
in.
yourselves entering a very, very occupied and vocal tavern.
Huh?
Whoa.
What is what? Huh? How did we get here? What kind of tomfoolery is this?
Hale immediately
Whoa.
looking around at the locals. Goes in the tavern.
Is
Ashton will
this-
glance around as well.
Jean will look to Flynn and go, magic, as he waves his hands, generating little bits of magnesium that just spark in the air.
This is a very interesting speakeasy, no?
Sprout's neck snaps as they recognize someone across the room. Not neck. Sprout's head snaps in position as they see somebody. Does that make sense?
I just hear like a large crack. Suddenly.
Just-
Could you just
and
break your
Sprout
neck?
turns and
Sprout?
stares at someone.
Should we roll perception to be able to identify people that we know?
Yes.
Yeah,
Did,
no,
did
absolutely
anyone
no.
else see Sprout break their neck? Or am I just
It's a fucking exaggeration.
Yeah, roll perception to see if you spot any familiar faces for Sprout.
Okay. I'm pretty sure there's only one place that Sprout would have ever seen one specific creature, though. I'm pretty sure Sprout would recognize them.
Yes, Sprout does. Look, Sprout doesn't have to roll to recognize them specifically, to be clear.
Yeah.
My rolls are amazing tonight. I love it.
So then, at the nearest table, you see an anthropomorphic Periton. She seems to be very engrossed in reading a book as she eats a meal. Sandwiches. At the table across from her, you see a suspicious, starty-eyed caracal. They seem to really like old western cowboys because they are completely dressed up as one, and you don't know if it's Halloween or if, that's just how they look. At another table, you would see a strange dragon cat creature practicing magic. Strange pink daggers hover around them for some reason. At the table across from them, you would see a headless creature talking to some cat-like creatures. Another table has some creature wearing a mask talking to someone in a witch's hat. More cats at another table, so on and so forth. Also, you see an adventuring party. At least you imagine. It could just be really, really loosely related family. Oh, and Lavina.
Oh my god.
As Ashton looks around, she's like, haven't I seen her somewhere before? She says, pointing at Lavina.
Lavina,
Yeah,
seeming to catch on to this, goes over and examines the dragon.
Mm.
Oh, hey, it's you. I remember you.
Yeah, I had to ask you questions at that other tavern.
No, I remember you now. You're the one who kept breaking in to every laboratory that I made. They're secret laboratories for a reason. You're not supposed to break into them or know how to find them. Stop
I see you
picking
brought
my
your friends.
locks.
Wait, oh, you're the scientist who kept using Master Lock.
He just stares. Why do you want me to spend so much money on locks? How do you even know? How do you even find me?
Uh, you know, see that Ashton seems to think for a minute and then says, "Oh right, I keep seeing them show up in dreams."
Stop dreaming. Please stop dreaming. Please stop dreaming.
Hey, I haven't told anyone else the locations.
She just hits
I
her
think-
for she just hits her forehead with her palm. Okay, memo to myself. We are inventing an anti-dreaming device.
Well, that would suck. Dreams are great.
Your dreams are horrible for me.
Well, then all you need to do is create scrying and occultism prevention, but also you kind of have to be able to counter potentially deific magic because dreams tend to supersede any other type of scrying magic, and sometimes even goes above ninth level magic. She says, just going into an absolute info dump.
How do you know that?
Uh, you know, I study a lot of weird things.
Stop picking my locks.
Look,
Meanwhile,
I will offer to buy you a more expensive lock and leave it on your desk the next time I find one of your labs.
She seems deeply confused, as if she does not know how to feel about this.
Ale meanwhile has wandered over to the bar to ask if she can perform music for this tavern. And what kind of music do people here like?
The canine creature just says, well, typically they like music that sounds like trees, but some of them are really deeply into techno and punk.
This just gets Tail's eyes light up because she can definitely do some of that. Yo, I can definitely get some techno flowing.
Okay, what does everyone else's character try to do while in the bar? We're gonna take turns
Flynn is
now.
going to get some. Flynn is going to attempt to get sparkling water.
Trying to sober up.
Yes,
John?
absolutely. After that wild
Does
ride.
Flynn go over? Okay.
Mm.
Flynn asks the bartender right across from them for some sparkling water. She pulls out a glass and pours what looks like very regular water. She then
Do I
pulls
see
out a
bubbles?
paintbrush. No. She then pulls out a paintbrush and paints something that looks almost like glitter onto the cup.
Oh, this is pleasant. I like it. That is very pretty.
Try some.
And I take a sip.
It actually tastes like sparkling water.
This.
And it
like
literally
it.
sparkles like glitter.
Yeah, that's that's what I was thinking.
Well,
Yes, we
No
have
bubbly-
sparkling flavor.
No bubbling taste at all. No bubbles. Just straight sparkles.
It does have the bubbly taste, just not the bubbles themselves.
Got it. Got
You
it.
asked for sparkling water,
It's-
not bubbling water.
That is true. I did. And I'm absolutely intrigued by it.
well, man, that's one way to get sparkling water. Does it
Indeed,
taste like
it is really
sparkle?
good. It sparkles. Try it. Try it. It tastes like a rainbow, basically.
What does Jian Tong ask for?
John inquires about mentions that he's investigating attacks on caravans and wants to know if the bartender has any information on that, or can point us in the right direction.
The more formally dressed hound-like bartender just pours out a glass of water and says, folks like you asking questions like that don't tend to stick around for long.
I beg your pardon?
What tends
Yeah,
to happen to
Just, I
them?
mean,
Well, you follow legends and get spirited away.
Yeah, completely unaware of this conversation. She's gone to set up to start playing some Halloween techno music.
And what do people look into that gets them spirited away?
We get all sorts of law enforcement types barking up the wrong tree, if you will. The Houndoom says with no hint of irony.
Is that a metaphor, or is there a little tree that you're warning us about?
The tree would be actually no. Roll for form. Roll for. Why is my brain fucking up on words? I'm so sorry. Roll. Roll diplomacy.
Private, public, or
Public. Usually it's going to be public. I'll tell you if it's private. Or skill checks, most of them.
5.
Perhaps it's better to consider that any tree you bark up could be the wrong tree.
look. We're just we're very curious people.
By the way, does Albion want to
Yeah.
join in on this or Sprout?
Um, can I join in on this little negotiation session here?
Sure, you can ask as well.
Look, we're not locals, you know. We're stupid travelers, you know. You know the people with the little Hawaiian shirts and the random hats that they get from their little hotels or whatever. You know, we're like those people.
The one
Forgive
with
me.
the paintbrush would speak up. Trust me, it's clear that you're not locals, but that kind of statement only gets you more unfriendly glares around these parts.
Forgive my friend. They're just not accustomed to this place. I'm Flynn. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Flynn. Oh, I seem to see a face I recognize. She turns slowly to Sprout.
Roll perception to remember.
I feel like you just have to remember. I feel like you just have to roll perception to remember her.
Sprout, tell me, how do you know all these fine people? This is crazy. Your word gets around well.
Sprout here was accepted as an honorary member of the Takumi. If you're friends with him, you might be a bit more open-lipped.
Yes.
Tails off the corner, playing some spooky tunes.
Okay, so here's an odd question. What would I have to roll for Ashlyn to be able to know Mallory from like one of those festivals?
Did you forget who has the... Did you forget how she got the brush?
Ashlyn hasn't been given a brush yet.
Oh. I thought she was. Pretty sure she started with that brush.
Oh, started with? Okay, that was not fully discussed then. But I can like fudge it in, I guess.
Mhm.
Okay, so after Ashlyn has had some weird conversations with Lavina, she will head over to there.
Lavina only ever seems increasingly distressed with each word.
Ashlyn heads over to the bar counter. She's like, she then just points excitedly at Mallory and says, "It's you! I didn't know you did bartending."
I lost a bet.
Oh, gotcha. Listen, you should make me the prettiest drink you can imagine.
Mallory would reach for a glass, place it on the counter, and draw a cup with a dragon in it. Suddenly, there is a suddenly Ashlyn is pulled into the cup, becoming water,
What?
Ashlyn-colored water.
I guess
The
some people will tell you
bartender
to
just
drink.
looks. The bartender just looks at Mallory. Please don't
Oh, you're such a
do
flirt.
that. How many times am I going to tell you that that's how we lose patrons?
Oh no, they're such a flirt. That is amazing. I love it. And I just start chuckling.
Ashlyn bubbles as a drink.
Oh my god.
Hale actually played a
Move
record.
away with that brush.
As every one of the bubbles, as each bubble pops, little bits of glitter fly out.
Please, you'll have to tell me how to do that.
Hale actually did a record scratch when she saw that, but kept playing her set, now just slightly more freaked out. Which includes her singing, by the way. In a very spooky manner.
Mallory would just look at the party. I'm simply one hell of a painter. That's all.
Can you return Ashlyn to her form?
Yes. The bartender just nudges her. They're asking you to do that, not if you can. Mallory says, I'm not convinced.
You know, you're very smart.
Is Ashley
I like
going
your
to return
attitude.
to her form?
May you please return our friend to their form?
Diplomacy.
Yoink. And
We need to undrink. Cast undrink.
it's
Will Sprout try to ask?
Could you please return our friend to our form? We sort of need them like that.
Diplomacy roll.
I have a hero point.
Wait, that's a deception check.
What?
Is your
How did-
deception and diplomacy the same
Yes,
modifier?
it's the same.
Okay.
Oh my god, fuck me, I guess. Damn,
She just
I'm a
looks
little
towards
stupid today.
She just looks towards Sprout, quietly assessing them, sizing them up, twirling her brush for a few moments. If I recall correctly, you were traveling with two foxes last time we met.
And still am.
Let me play with Zephyr.
Play with both of them if you want.
He accepts this deal.
Sprout opens up a bag and allows them to hop out.
Valerie just takes them next to her and starts cuddling and playing with them. Who's at the door of a little foxies? She then scratches out the drawing that she made on Ashland's cup, returning Ashland to her seat. You're not coming over?
Ashland will say, I love the sense of humor, but now I'm sad I didn't get to taste or know what I taste like.
I don't want to know what you taste like. Please never say that sentence again.
Is there
That
any
is a
Ashland
very-
residue on the cup?
Tails yells
No.
from her playing a performance. I mean, you can probably find that out in like a bedroom after dark.
So let's say there are many methods to figure out what oneself tastes like.
Valerie just
Anyway.
grab a note card from under the table and draw a picture of Ashlyn on it and offer it to her.
Ashland will then eat the note card.
What? What?
It tastes like a weird combination of glitter, purple hair, darkness, and sprinkles. And note card.
And sprinkles.
She then seems to be pensive for a moment, chewing it with a lot of thoughtfulness. And it says, you know, I'm kind of surprised that it's a drink I would have tasted like hair. But the rest is pretty good.
I'm gonna be whispering to Jason. I think
The
the
bartender is
likes
very
you.
distressed by this.
I don't think you're supposed to eat that though.
Wait, but that's how her magic works.
No. It was supposed to be a romantic gesture.
So your order? Valerie would then confirm as she is still petting and playing with the little foxes.
Is she asking that to Ashlyn or someone else?
Oh, so Mallory would confirm as she is saying as she's playing with little foxes. No, actually that was supposed to tell you what you tasted like. You asked.
See, I know how you work. I remember. And then she pulls out the paintbrush.
If you're
That is
looking,
very literal. You know what? I'm curious. What do I taste like?
she would she would draw Flynn on a note card and offer it to Flynn. We're continuing after this, by the way. Does Flynn eat the note card?
Absolutely.
Flynn tastes like fried chicken in a note card.
Flynn spits himself out. That is a unique taste. I appreciate the experience, but I probably won't have that again.
Valerie would just say, I would assume that you taste like a lot of other that your taste is probably a basis of comparison for a lot of things.
And alcohol.
Yeah, I do have an alcohol.
Hale is trying not to laugh while she's singing during her performance.
Mallory would
do
just
I
say,
have-
you know, our last cook actually came down with a really sudden illness. The bartender looks like they want to say something, but she just keeps speaking. Perhaps if you help us with our current bit of workload and our alongside our, well, the one who refused to pay, you might earn a bit of good favor, goodwill, if you will.
And I do like a little bit of a cooking session.
And what would this helping entail?
Cooking, cleaning.
Well, I know how to clean, but I can make a mean banana bread.
I know how to make rum-based drinks.
Hale's already doing what she's talented at, but she is listening to what's going on.
Ashton will say, "Sure. Does this paintbrush work for doing some of those things?"
Not unless you're really skilled.
Hmm. I'll try my
We'll
best.
see.
And if I fail, then I'll go and do it normally.
She gestures to the back room.
Gwen steps into the back room.
Ashton will also go to the back room.
Off we go.
Unlike what you expect, it is actually not manila covered. With lots of humming fluorescent lights.
Do they want
Gasp.
Hale to follow or keep doing her performance?
You would probably want to follow.
Whoa.
I approach the familiar face.
I'll keep some room so everybody can come in.
Hale, seeing that certain familiar face poofs up her fur. Yo, what the fuck? What is that guy doing here?
You see Nadir just happily cooking away, humming to himself.
I get the feeling you didn't pay on purpose. That was a lie.
Valerie's a good friend. They say simply.
Oh, well, fair enough. So, what's the task list back here?
Well, you'll be helping me with cooking prep. And I might tell you a thing or two in the process.
Oh, man. Hale still seems kind of afraid of Nadir.
Nadir, possibly smelling Tails' beer, would just walk over to them.
Hale visibly poofs up even more. Uh, yo, what's up, man?
Nadir just walks closer.
She goes from very poofed up to kind of cringing. Please, I didn't make any sweeping assumptions this time.
They pull out a cooking knife and merely say, "You know these dice peppers really well, but I understand if you'd rather cleaning tasks.
Uh, uh, I can do that.
Which one? Would you like the knife, or would you like to clean?"
I'll try dicing the peppers.
They toss the blade into the air, catching it by the tip, and then offer the handle to Tail.
Hale's equally impressed as she is vaguely terrified, taking the knife in hand, or palm.
Oh, can I cook too? I like cooking. Or cutting, rather.
Very well. Did you bring your own knife?
Perhaps I have something, and I pull out my my rapier fist.
Do
I can do a
not
little
use
slicing.
that to cook.
I don't.
But I clean
not-
it. It is clean.
Do not get the taste of gunpowder all over my food. We do not need another health inspector.
Don't worry. I keep my things very clean. I don't like it when gunpowder gets all over my blade either.
We keep
You can check.
we keep our weapons and tools of war inside their holsters and cases. This is a place for cooking, for experience, for discipline.
You've never been
and
on a ship then.
For discipline and for deliciousness.
I
So,
suppose.
don't make the same mistake that Jack did, and you'll be fine.
Who's Jack?
Dunno. Honestly, it's been so long I kind of forgot about him. I just happened to remember him the other day when we had the Jack special. Only time we've ever really had it. I'm sure it's not a coincidence.
Dude, I would just use a normal utensil.
I can
I'll
bake
use
banana
my
bread.
normal utensils. Gosh.
Ashton perks up at the reference to Jack Special and just says, "Wait, I got turned into a drink earlier. Does that mean we can make an Ashton Special for this place later?"
Yes.
Excellent.
The deer would look at Sprout and say, "Very well. I expect to see the most delicious and well sliced banana bread worthy of this tavern."
Sprout gives a thumbs up and purposefully does not move their face.
Would I have an idea of like how what kind of tavern this is? Like whether it's like a high end tavern or a low end tavern, just off the fly. From my experience in there just now.
I'll let you roll perception.
Oh, I roll a 19 for that.
It looks like an ordinary tavern, but upon closer inspection, a lot of the materials used to build it are extremely sturdy and rare. They seem to be painted over to not attract attention, but this is a tavern that is suspiciously made to last for a very long time, regardless of whatever might assail it.
This tavern is quite nice. I like your establishment.
I like to think that a dragon's tavern is his castle. It is elegant, refined, and good for withstanding potential sieges of those who would do you wrong.
Wait,
You must be thinking of different types of taverns, because oh my gosh, the types of taverns I go to, they tend to combust every now and then. Sometimes while I'm there, sometimes when I'm not. Just depends.
Very much hope that my tavern does not end up combusting. Where
I have no
while you're
intentions to do
here,
that.
this talk of combustion actually reminds me of dearest Jeffrey.
Who?
Someone who disappeared the last time one of my taverns burned down.
She'll just
Oh
curl
dear.
her tail in very tightly. Well, to be perfectly honest, man, I wouldn't want to burn down on a place piece of good food and good music. So, no worries there from me.
All of the taverns that have combusted in my time, they're all a bit more of dive bar atmosphere.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll for baking the bread.
I'm guessing cutting the peppers to be a crafting check.
Yep.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I'm not too
I'm gonna
terrible.
help. I'm gonna help
Don't
cook
get
a
a one.
broth.
Don't get a one. Don't get a one. Don't get a one. Mm. At least it wasn't a one.
Sprout actually manages to after they're done cooking, they pull out the most delicious smelling banana bread, hypnotizingly good smelling banana bread, suspiciously good smelling banana bread. The deer would walk over to Sprout, examine and poke at banana bread, having a fine eye for banana bread apparently. Well then,
What is this aroma?
this looks like very good banana bread. Well done, Sprout. They pat Sprout on the head.
I actually rolled decently on my crafting check. Yay.
I'm making soup, using in part some of the vegetables that have been cut up. And what meats are there, by the way? Just curious.
Sorry. Oh, okay. So, as for meats, you have a bunch of, well, roll nature actually. It's a good point.
Where the fuck? There it is. All right.
You recognize chicken, bird, boar, and there's some other strange mystery meat that you're not quite sure of. You'd have to try it to find out.
What the? I'm gonna point to the mystery meat. What is this? I've never seen it before.
You know, they seem to think on it for a moment. When was that? Who was that?
Wait, did you just say who?
No, which one was that?
I heard who just now. I'm a little perturbed. I believe that's a word, right? So who was that?
Oh, it's a rare and particularly violent type of cat that tries to assault taverns.
What
Roll
species
perception, by
or?
the way.
Oh boy.
What?
No, Flynn. Oh, Flynn doesn't notice.
Notice what's happening. How fucked am I?
Sometimes particularly dangerous wildlife comes around and attacks the tavern that you happen to be working at. And then, well, you have words with them, and then you have certain abundances of that cat's meat. for the next meal.
You know what? I'm all for trying new things. I'm a bit of an adventurous type. Let's throw a little bit of cat into the stew. How about it?
You know, people often come to this tavern specifically because of the many, many house specials that we serve, often for only a day or two. And we often just
perfect.
cycle right through them.
Let me see what I can do with this exotic display of meat here.
Part of
I'm gonna
how.
start.
Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna take some of the cat and throw it in the stew, let it cook.
The part of Tail that is fond of food is very curious. Most of her is just kind of terrified.
Ashen will be looking around for what would be most suitable for her to be artistic with.
Let's see. How good is my cooking so far? Let's find out.
Actually, Ashlyn, roll perception. And crafting.
The perception, but let's see. Both of them the same. Okay.
Ashlyn suddenly finds a very, very large pot. A cauldron, one might even say. And as she paints a delicious looking picture on it, one that looks real, suddenly the peppers, potatoes, several of the types of beets, especially the cat beet, flies into it and it starts boiling, bubbling.
Whoa, that's cool.
She seems to be glowing with excitement that she painted it well.
I just want you to know you are completely free to say this.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yes, while she's mixing it, with the
There's a
big,
giant spoon. Yeah.
yeah, she begins. First she glows that she was able to get do her painting correctly. Then she grabs the giant spoon and begins to stir it. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, fillet of a funny snake in the
It's
cauldron boil and
filet,
bake.
by the way.
Oh, fillet of a finny snake in the cauldron boil and bake. I have Newton toe of frog, wool of rat and tongue of dog, adder's fork and fine worm sting, lizard snake and hallowed wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble, cool it with the baboon's blood, then the charm is firm as good.
It had to.
She's she
Is there
said
anything
this
I
all
can
in
roll to
character.
reference to that?
Yeah.
What would I roll to reference that?
Society.
Does she
It
have
fits
society?
because she's a thaumaturge.
Nah, that's not even trained for me. I'm gonna roll it just to see how bad it is. Actual fuck?
You are aware that the Great Lord Spear of the Milkshake Clan was the one to write an incredible play that had this exact quote in it.
Kale,
Some people
no,
call
Pops,
him Shakespeare for short.
Kale would relay about hearing this from the, the Great Lord. What would you call him? I want to use that name instead. You said something like Milkshake Spear?
Yes, the Great Lord Milkshake Spear.
Kale would go on to say, hey, oh, that's a poem from, like, Lord Milkshakespeare. One of Lord Milkshakespeare's books. I read that once.
Oh, excellent. You can also turn it into a spell while you're cooking.
On the subject, since you are being very useful for cooking, I actually called you here under a false pretense, a place where you wouldn't be monitored by the authorities.
John, stop sharpening knives.
I am quite aware that the authorities trying to keep me watch on mine and Electra's business because of my association with her. So, I keep a double over there. It's a special spell that my friend Mallory helped me cook up.
Oh, interesting.
That is my doppelganger, and I very much assure you I am the real deal. So, getting down to business, there is a bit of a problem going on around here of late, and it isn't bandits, though this problem is masqueraded as bandits. People have been going missing, yes, but it is something that a corrupt faction of the Hoshizoran law enforcement has been cooking up, hoping that they'll get the permission to do an inspection over here. Mind you, it's not my business they're interested in. It's the Earth Dragon.
I'm going to roll esoteric lore because that's really esoteric in this setting.
Mhm. You're aware that there is a Takumi deity that is sometimes referred to as the Earth Dragon.
What interest do they have with deity?
Reina is interested in collecting 6 powerful creatures that govern over the natural world and forces. She wants them under her sway.
That doesn't sound good, man.
She has put out quite the impressive bounty for these creatures. And, though it does not seem to be a move that was sanctioned by her, these officers seem to be doing whatever they can to chase down some sort of lead. Which, to be clear, it seems they've found one.
So, like, what can we do to stop them or help the situation here?
We need to capture them and turn them in. Do that, and I will tell you whatever you're interested in looking for.
Hale bobs her head slowly. You know, the idea of getting into like with others, just a bit of a grunt out of her.
Ashen will just slowly nod. Understood.
Mind you, I'm not asking for you to do anything outside of the law. You will be in a bit of trouble for opposing them at first, but if you're capable of stopping and capturing them, I would recommend you turn them into the proper authorities. I don't know if Rena actually sanctioned some of this or allowed it, but she will lose a lot of faith one way or another if she allows it to go when you've proven a conspiracy, and I do have enough evidence once they're captured.
Hmm.
That
Very well.
said, my condition for helping you is also very simple. You will keep my name completely out of this. I will hand you the evidence. You can be the heroes and do whatever you want as long as you don't implicate me in this. I don't need any kind of attention being drawn to myself or my business. I have no interest in being a hero.
My lips are sealed.
Understood.
Man, far as I know, we ran into you once at a building and were just told to screw off.
Very well.
I'll recommend your sparkling water. It's very pleasant.
So, does that mean all of you agree?
Of
Yes.
course.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Sure, man.
Very well. And I shall be telling you the location of the Arctic. There is an ancient cave system beneath this place. You will require the guidance of a very, very special druid who dwells there. One who has mastered the underground areas. Somebody who has trained to live there for his entire life. The network extends all the way under the main capital and into the Decum area, or Terekan area, which is to say, it is unique, special, and very well guarded. The creatures pose a very grave risk, let's say.
Hale seems to be listening, nodding her head, processing all of this.
That said, I'm not entirely in the know on how to get there. It's something that only a few people know. That said, this place has attracted a number of different druids. Pretty much everyone sitting outside is either a druid or something adjacent to it. So, I'll be expecting you to figure out which of them is capable of leading you to the cave system.
No pressure, huh?
Well, think of it this way. Find the cave system, and you will have access to one of the most intensive networks under Hoshizora. There's a lot to benefit from such a thing.
Hale tilts her head a couple times.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
so.
They would then turn slowly to Sprout. As for you,
Mm.
those bikes that you came in on are going to need to be fed. Use the banana bread and some of the meat here, and you can make some good sandwiches for them.
Sprout's face slowly turns into a grimace.
Um, uh,
You're
uh,
suggesting I use banana bread to make sandwiches?
Who could make a nice sweet sandwich with that?
A lot of them like
Perhaps.
those sandwiches.
one of them asked for
Okay.
Herba Mystica specifically. Do you have any of that here?
They would pull some from from a bag on their shoulder. Just be careful about eating this. The last person who ate this, it cost me a pretty penny. We made a killing though next day. Lots of incredible dishes.
Oh, I
Hale
see.
looks a little disappointed.
So
I
if you
wanted to
eat
try
this,
some.
so if we eat this, it has to be away from the tavern.
Well, no, it's safe to eat wherever, but that is only for that particular bite.
Very well.
They have a special place in my heart. Moon is a very dear, dear little dragon.
Wait, but Knight was the one who asked for the Herba Mystica.
Oh shit, fart. I meant night. Kill me. Ah. God damn it.
Is there like anywhere to get that stuff out in nature?
This particular stuff grows as moss on a particularly ancient tree, guarded by face-devouring felinoids. So we had to
Yeah.
hire a doulahan.
Oh, what's a doulahan?
A creature immune to such tactics.
Basically, a leopard cannot eat your face if you do not have a face.
Oh, was it like that headless guy we saw out in the bar?
Yes, he does a lot of good hunting work for us. Doulahans are very, very good hunters. You can always trust him to get the job done. I personally like the way that lame goose snicker a snack when it cuts their heads off.
For some reason, Hale feels vaguely terrified of hearing that. She isn't that kind of dragon. Why should she be afraid?
Ashton will then work on painting a beautiful sandwich for their bikes. Or maybe several beautiful sandwiches for their bikes.
Sprout's turning the banana bread into sandwiches with the meat on them, but at what cost?
Ashton will paint the
banana bread sandwiches are so good.
Ashton is painting the banana bread into adequate loaves for being on either side of the sandwich. She firms it up.
Have you never had a banana ham and cheese?
No, and I don't
Hello.
want to.
Hello. I haven't
Tail is
either.
Tail is looking at the sandwich. The concept of the sandwich is having a bit of an odd expression on her face.
The deer just turns slowly to tail.
Goes wide-eyed and looks away, making sure not to make it look like she's doing anything she shouldn't be doing.
They would just say, you know, one of my friends had to have a therapist. They gave very helpful anti-anxiety medication. Perhaps you should consider treatment.
Uh, sh- sure, dude.
They say this will flake with a blade.
Not helped. Tail look any less anxious. I think she looks even more so.
It's okay to ask for help. They say reassuringly.
No, Tail's not very reassured. I'll keep that in mind.
Very well. Good luck. Hopefully, you find information for me. I like people who find information for me. People who do that tend to live long, healthy, happy lives. They
Right,
say with
now
a smile.
Slow thumbs up.
Tail just looks big and uncomfortable, but gives a nervous grin and claws up too.
So just to reiterate, our current mission is to find a
Interrogate the
splinter cell
patrons. Yeah.
and find a druid capable of helping us
Yes.
navigate the underground.
Correct. And all of the people here can help you do that. Except for the ones that can't. But that's okay, you don't need them.
Fuck. Sorry, there's one thing that I'd be so tempted to say, and it's such a funny joke.
I mean, you've already had such a funny joke with Valerie. What could go wrong?
Exactly. Ashton could ask Mallory to make her a drink that is irresistible to people and makes them really want to talk about the things they know. Anyways,
And you would just pull out the blade, um, move over to the meat, start toss one up, toss a large slab up, and with several quick slices, it lands to the cutting board pretty effectively diced.
Ashton will attempt to do this with her brush.
Tail just watch that. With both a look of awe and vague horror.
Roll crafting check. He manages to cut the meat in half and carve a giant slice through the wall.
She looked at the wall in horror.
Tail immediately does her best to get close to the fucking door.
Did she? She sighs and says, "It appears that my painting technique is not yet mastered."
Jian says, I'm sharpening the knives for a reason.
You just turn to Sprout. Hello, druid friend.
Hello.
Surely you have something that can help me repair this, correct?
Repair the wall.
Yes.
Uh,
It's alive. It
Probably
feels
room.
pain.
Oh. Oh
Look like-
shit.
Would like healing magic work?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I can definitely do that then. I am not a
I'm-
plant druid.
I'm pretty good at healing magic, like myself, man.
I'll wait for the druid first.
All right.
Roll it.
I'll do a 3-action spell. Oh wait, 3 doesn't make it do more healing.
No, it just
Okay.
heals more people.
Alright, well, yep, there we go. Really? Well, there you go, I fucking guess. I have
Wow.
Vital Beacon, does that do
What's Vital Beacon?
healing?
It heals, but people have to interact with the beacon to get healed by it.
Let me see how that works.
I'll hit cast and then you can just read it in the chat.
You know what? I will let you use that on the wall.
Thanks, because that was an abysmal roll. uh, Sprout casts Vital Beacon and taps the wall with it, I suppose. Oh, it's me. I'm the beacon, so I touch the wall and there we go.
Well,
Or the heal beacon.
hopefully with consent.
Hopefully with consent. I'm sure the wall consents to having the ouchie go away.
Hopefully with consent. Anyway, the wall does get healed. Nadir just looks at Sprout, looks at Ashlyn, looks at Sprout again. I see why you travel with her. It is a wise decision. Respectable, druid.
Wordless thumbs up.
Thanks.
Very well. You may leave. You may go hunt for information.
Ashen will nod and make her way out towards
The
the
door
front.
creaks open.
Hale actually grabs Ashley and pulls them out very quickly before you do any more craziness with that brush of yours.
Oh, wait, I need to She then stops and starts painting a bunch of colors on herself. And she
Don't
says, "Make
hurt
myself."
yourself.
She says, "I need to make myself irresistible."
Please be careful.
I actually want to see where this goes. Well said.
Wait, I
Perfectly.
thought you were going to ask Mallory.
Oh, fair enough. See, I said the one thing as a joke. Do you want me to actually go through that entire thing?
You are free to ask Mallory for whatever unwise thing that you want, as everyone else has been able to.
Okay, Ashton will go up. I turned it upside down by accident. There we go. Okay, Ashton will go up to the bar again and say, "Hey, so I'm trying to get my brush technique correct here because we're supposed to ask people a bunch of like questions and stuff. So I need.
Yes.
Could I get some help becoming irresistible to people such that they'll want to just talk to me about anything?"
So you want me to make you irresistible, that people will open up to you about things they
Basically,
don't want anyone else to know.
correct.
You know, it's been about a year since I got to do this.
Hale looked between Mallory, then Ashlyn. What are you about to do?
She would just go to Ashlyn's neck and slowly start painting something that Ashlyn is not capable of seeing. All around it, except for the front.
Is Tail able to see it?
Yes.
Hale, we'll take a close look to see what exactly they're painting.
It's hard to spot what she's doing until the very end, when she realizes that they have almost seemed to draw some kind of like cushion. Roll perception to figure out more.
Let's see how this goes. Perception roll a go-go. Uh, I'm torn between using it. I'll use my hero point. Because, effort is always the best logic.
Okay. You don't quite make it out until suddenly Ashlyn vanishes.
Uh, uh, hey, yo, what the fuck?
In her seat, you suddenly see. By the way, you all can leave the kitchen if you haven't. The door is open. That part's over.
Once the knives are done. Oh,
You all would see as Ashlyn is turned into a very tubular creature that seems to have 2 arms and 2 legs. It seems to have a teal frill all the way down its spine and 2 teal horns, and you realize it's a dragon plushie that wraps around people's shoulders.
Hey, yo.
You are absolutely adorable. Oh my gosh.
Is Ashlyn able to speak?
No,
Okay.
Valerie would take the plushie and wrap it around the hellhound's head. They just start saying, I really wish that Mom wouldn't ask me to get more bartending experience. Every time I work at places, I get saddled with the craziest people. They then shut their mouth and take the plushie off.
Whoa. I heard that mortals like talking to their plushies a lot, but that's neat.
The party has now gained a +1 Ashlyn plushie of diplomacy. Or
Valerie,
something like that.
Valerie just looks to the bartender and says, Wait, who's been harassing you? Is it that person in the back? Is it one of the customers? Do I have to punish? Hellhouch seems very, very silent. After which, Valerie goes back to playing with Sunny and Zephyr.
Well, yeah. Guess we have an Ashlyn plushie now. Like, how do we use her to talk to people? I don't think most folk are gonna let us walk up and put a plushie on him.
Here we
Maybe we
go,
walk
Sunny
up
and
and ask if
Zephyr.
they want to cuddle.
What was that, Sprout?
Sorry. Maybe we walk. Maybe we walk up and ask them if they want to cuddle her.
Hmm. I mean, if someone walked up and offered me a plushie to cuddle, though I didn't smell anything on it, I probably would.
Sprout shrugs. That was my first thought.
GM, I have an inquiry for you.
Sure.
Do any of the people here look like they belong to a paramilitary organization?
That
Or,
that would be perception, and it's gonna have a
could
high
I
DC.
could I argue a warfare lore?
Sure. Warfare and perception.
So this should have assurance, but it's not giving me that option.
Just roll it, and I'll give you the Oh yeah, tell me your modifier, and I'll give you the 10.
Plus 18 for the warfare, and then the perception.
Okay, that would be 28.
I don't see shit.
I am very sorry, but you don't recognize anything on these people that would indicate that kind of thing. Otherwise, your warfare lore was good, though.
Kale picks up the Ashlyn plushie and starts looking around to see who they could ask first. So she goes to the first person sitting at the tavern, at the bar, and says, Hey, do you want to cuddle this plushie? She says, holding up the Ashlyn plushie.
Sorry,
I don't
what?
know.
Who?
Tail walked up to this person here and
Okay.
said, and held up the plushie thing. Hey, do you want to cuddle this plushie?
He first seems inclined to say no, but the moment that her eyes lock on the the moment that her eyes lock on the Ashland plushie, she just cannot help herself and wraps it around her neck.
I
Tail just
can't
gives
believe that
thumbs
worked.
up. Adorable.
You know, I wasn't expecting to find a tavern in a tree so pleasant, but knowing that these places attract incredibly comfortable, shiny plushies just makes me feel reassured that this is the way to go in life, that we need more taverns built into trees.
For real.
Anyone else want to join on this interaction? Because we're supposed to be asking about certain things. I think the druid should ask about druid questions. Not a bard song dragon. You probably should be a bard, but whatever.
I'm really bad at this.
Eddie would else want to try to say something to the cat that now has,
Hale asks, what do you know about the local terrain other than that there needs to be more bars and trees? Wait, did I say that right? I didn't say it backward. Okay, nope. More bars and trees.
well, the local terrain tends to be fit with a number of creatures trying to protect the woodlands from, well, intruders. That's why we tend to stay up in trees, to not disturb the wildlife and to allow them to live their own lives. We make these places very inhabitable to the various birds and other species that populate the skies.
What about places like caves and such? Are there a lot of those around here?
It just shivers. I don't think I would ever want to go into a cave. Most of them do not have trees. Though if one did, I might reconsider.
I don't know. I've ever heard of cave trees. But
You
I'm
would
not a
be
druid.
shocked at the kinds of things that can grow in caves with a little bit of tender, loving care and druid magic and wish spells.
This gets Tail thinking for a moment, but she otherwise shrugs.
Who else tries to ask something? Cat is over here.
Who wants to ask the guy with nothing but tack to do the talking?
Tail will just ask the cat, do you know anyone who is familiar with caves? Caves that we could ask about them? Or the other various creatures here? Before we wander ourselves into someone or something's den and get horribly killed. I hear that happens to adventurers a lot.
Perhaps any landmarks or good hiking spots to caves or something. Get a little bit of what's the word? Not photos. A little bit of a tourist attraction.
I think cities are where you'd find tourist traps.
No, you can find certain places that are, very picturesque. Little pretty place. Get your painting taken.
It kind of depends. Technically, if you're looking for creatures that are likely to know the caves well, you have Sorry, I just had the weirdest headache for a second.
You good? Do you need a break?
No, just got a bit disorganized. Well, typically I don't get much of a chance to talk to them, but the Citterons tend to be, well, pretty knowledgeable about the things you'll find in caves. So if you just chat one of them up on the inside, they'll usually help you. If you can understand them. And if you don't start hallucinating. Flail stills also make good pets.
It seems to somewhat confound on tail. She turns to the Sprout. Do you know what manner of creature they're talking about?
Roll nature.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeet. What
Actually,
does this?
2 nature rolls.
2 nature rolls. Yeet. It's almost identical.
Basidirons are strange plants with spidery stalks and long green tendrils. They're basically mushrooms, and they release hallucinogenic clouds, gas. As for flail snails, they are really brightly colored snails with 4 tentacles on its head, on their heads, and mace-like clubs.
Sprout relays all of this information as if they were reading from a textbook, their eyes kind of glazing over.
Not so sure you do so good, but trying to ask has creatures like those was about caves and stuff. Sounds like it might be dangerous.
I mean, I could try. I don't know how difficult it would be to reason with them, but they don't sound the most friendly.
Let's ask one of the others here in the tavern. That group over there, she gestures to the group where Lavina seems to have returned to. Maybe they have a druid who might know something.
Oh, hello for your viewing pleasure. Don't they look friendly? They
Ah,
are
yes.
friend-shaped.
The most delightfully friend-shaped fellas. Lyle Snail.
Hale would ask for the Ashland plushie back. That plushie's kind of important to our group for now.
Oh, I can sense
And
all of the incredible amounts of love and glitter bombs in this. I don't know why you fed it glitter bombs, but she hands it back to you.
because it makes her more sparkly.
It adds a little bit of an aesthetic flair.
Besides, feeding plushies glitter bombs makes them happy. Even if it means that you sometimes get coughed up and covered in glitter. Hale actually squeeze the Ashland plushie to try and make them cough up glitter.
Who do you all go to next? By the way, there are more different types of socialization than persuasion. If you find something that you have in common with
Who
the
looks
person
like
in
they're big and
question.
tough? Who looks like a big strong guy? Maybe an arm wrestling competition going on.
Roll perception.
I would also like to look for a strong guy.
I am on fire.
Let's go.
What do I see?
Your perception roll makes you suspect that the Dulon, who you were told was a trained killer over here, is probably the strongest one. Flynn gets the impression that the adventuring group is probably, better stacked.
Oh, that's what the Doulahan is? I'll go talk to the Doulahan.
I'm going to go talk to the adventurers.
This one is the Dulon, just to so you know.
All right, I'll put my
They
cage
have
over
no
there
head.
then. I'm sure it's in a bag somewhere.
I'll let Jian Tong go first.
The Dulon just signs something with their hands. Do you read sign language?
My character does not. Wait, maybe? Where would languages be? God. Say it for a second, damn it. Nope. Draconic, Imperium, Common, and Talican.
Let me check something.
This will be so funny if Ashton is the only one who knows sign language.
Jean will notice the inability to communicate with words and will use his
Oh, Tail understands sign language.
ability to command elements. Is that it? He has an ability that lets him flash forge. Is that it? To create a metal object that has the words "Hello, I believe we have a mutual friend." Not we. You rec. Hello written on it, and moves the plate to her.
So you're writing this in Braille?
Not in Braille, just the letters written out. He doesn't know Braille either.
So
Tail has
anyway,
wandered. Oh, sorry.
the Dulon just turns its body to you. I'd say that it looks at you, but that's typically something that headed creatures do.
Would Tail have been able to see them do sign language?
They can ask.
Well, Tail wanders over to Gian here and asks, "What's going on over here, man? Having some trouble?"
Unfortunately, this person's injury has left him unable to speak.
Have they tried communicating in any other way?
They just
With their
sign to
hands.
Tail. I am not injured. Just headless.
Tail nods. They're not injured, just headless. That's pretty rude, who'd you know, to assume someone's injured just because they're different.
He blinks at you several times.
Tail is staring completely seriously.
The other cats at the table just giggle at this.
So is this more of a social encounter or a business encounter for you?
You're asking this of the Dullahan?
Yes. Like what you're doing in the tavern?
They sign to Tail. I work for the owner of the tavern. They provide free meals as long as I bring the heads of their enemies to them.
Tail would relay this to Gian, trying not to yell that across this room, but she's pretty sure most folks know what the Dullahan is doing.
Jean will flash forge a thing in front another panel and push it in front of the Dullahan that says we're also assisting your employer.
Dude, you could just say something quietly. They can hear and understand you. They're not deaf. They just don't have a head.
I don't want to be overheard. And in case you haven't noticed, I'm not subtle.
The childlike
Eh.
cat, sitting across from the Dullahan, just says, I wouldn't worry about it. Most of these tables are actually pretty private. Despite the looks of it, this place is actually really good at absorbing sounds. Almost as if the owner of it kind of wants to be able to hold secret meetings for some reason.
Excellent. We're assisting your employer and looking for a splinter cell that's been abducting people here in order to give probable cause to search for the Elder Earth Dragon. Looks around to make sure no one heard that.
Everyone just seems to be chatting it up, completely
Excellent.
normal and making merry. The
I
Dullahan
don't have to kill everyone in the bar.
The Dullahan just sighs. Yes, there were a few.
Does Flynn hear this with a 29 perception check?
Flynn is across the bar, so no.
Okay, got it. Perfect.
The Dullahan just signs. Yes, there was a bunch of suspicious individuals outside this area. They've set up camp. Hoshizora's officials, Star Knights.
That certainly gets Tail's attention. Since Star Knights were something she had vaguely heard of.
Do you know where? So they're just outside this this establishment.
They would sign. A ways outside of this establishment. It is not wise to go at night. That is when they strike. They ambush.
Tail translates this back to Dion.
So we can either try and find their establishment at night or set up an ambush for an ambush.
I hope you meant day, man, because if we try to ambush them at night, we're just gonna be the ones getting ambushed.
That's what I mean. We plan to be ambushed and then beat them up. We go out at night to be ambushed. But we're planning to be ambushed and we'll counterattack accordingly.
I don't know, man. Anyone who knows how to operate at night probably will do it a bunch better than a bunch of adventurers, don't you think? These don't sound like they're just some run-of-the-mill thugs or anything.
No, they're trained and professional. But they don't know our capabilities. And they have been primarily targeting civilians for the past while.
You notice that they
And they won't
pull out from their bag a preserved head, presumably of a fox. They struck at me when I went hunting. I took this from them. They are skilled ambushers, but they die.
Does our other dragon friend know how to speak to the dead?
To be clear, this is sign language. They said
Oh,
that.
so it hasn't been translated yet?
Yeah.
Hale would
Okay.
translate that after being momentarily startled by the head. They're skilled, but they can die. That head belongs to one of them who tried to attack, like our headless friend here.
Can I give our headless friend a once over to to get like a good vibe of how strong they are using
Well,
warfare lore?
perception too.
Okay.
Actually, no. To get a vibe, well, it kind of depends. Religion's going to be your best shot, but warfare lore is a decent second.
I mean, they're horsemen. The horsemen.
Mm-hmm. I mean, technically, you don't know they're a horseman. To be clear.
You still want the perception?
Yes.
Excellent.
You see a large, well-maintained sword on their back. Their armor, though it looks at first old, dusty, and dark, is expertly maintained. This is a person who is almost definitely trained to manage their own tools and armor on their own. They are likely a seasoned killer of some sort.
If she can fend them off, then we could probably destroy who was ever attacking us. Not that I'm downplaying your abilities,
I
but
killed
you are
one.
one.
They would sign, I killed one of them and struck fear into the rest's hearts. I terrorized them, gave them nightmares for weeks.
Hale would translate this and then add, I think our headless friend here, may be a couple seasons more experienced than we are, dude. Though I imagine we could hold our own.
We could hold our own because we are many in number. We could probably take her on.
The knight would just sign. It depends. If they ambush you, you will be at a significant disadvantage. There is a chance that your group may be defeated if they ambush you.
Hale nods and then relays this.
And I'm saying
Look,
we lay a trap.
look, dude, don't take this the wrong way, but it sounds like we're dealing with folks who do the trapping and the ambushing. We don't want to be fighting on their terms. Yeah, I get it'd be an easy way to find them, but just looking for them and trying to out ambush the ambushers sure is needlessly, kind of dumb.
If they were to attempt to jump a cart they see that's unguarded, then all of a sudden, boom, there's adventurers in the cart. That'd be a grave miscalculation on their end, and they will need time to adjust. That time to adjust is our advantage. I think you're overthinking this.
Yeah,
The Duan would say, if you are done with your questions, I need to make sure my children get home safely.
Tail would nod and sign thank you for indulging us.
Would you like assistance with that?
Just she did not translate that last
Oh.
bit.
The Dulon walks, followed by the children to the doors. When they are opened, you see ladders leading downwards. However, they do not descend ladders. They summon a giant horse surrounded by strong gale force winds. The Dulahan and the kids hop on and ride off into the night.
Dude. Is there any religion roll I can make to make sense of
Religion,
that?
yes.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. He's original. Give me something funny.
You notice you're familiar with Duahans, but you've never seen one that seemed to have the blessing of the winds. You wonder if there was something more about the children than you at first thought there might be.
Yeah, I'll mutter something. I think we might have missed the forest for the trees there. Hey, man. That night had a blessing that you don't just see on any headless night. Tail is going to have to ponder this for a bit.
Is she pondering what I'm pondering?
I think so, little DM.
What does the rest
But
of
when
the party do while this is happening?
to finish my joke, I think so, DM. But wouldn't that amount of explosives just lead to a TPK?
Eventually.
Glenn's gonna talk to the adventurers. Or the supposed adventurers. So, you lovely people. You look like a bunch of rough folk. Like you've seen a place or two.
This would be the Table of Adventurers.
Yes.
Gila, wait, which one is it? Gala?
Gala.
Gala, okay. Gala would just, nudge Flynn. Hey, don't interfere with them or do anything freaky, bird.
What do you mean?
I've got my eye on you, he says, staring at the pirate.
Only do that after a fun night out. You have to buy me dinner first before any freaky things happen. Is it Halloween already? Maybe. Maybe that's why people are thinking that the costume is freaky, because it's weird. It's not even a fucking costume.
Oh shit, some of these have the wrong names, damn.
Uh-oh.
You would just stare. Roll will save. Flynn does not bow in the face of her menacing stare, though.
Do what?
Flynn doesn't bow in the in the wake of her menacing stare, however.
You have quite the look on your face. Interesting.
One of the dragons across the table would just say, "So what are you looking for?"
I don't know. Perhaps you guys. You seem pretty familiar around here, no?
We've had our adventures.
I could tell. You seem like a well-oiled group. Tell me, what's it like around here?
Peaceful, calm, tranquil, with a gorgeous sky every night.
That can describe many places. What about something a bit more specific? You know, what's your favorite place in the region? Perhaps some sightseeing, good stories that you may have. Come on now. Surely you've got more. Perhaps your very stern-looking friend has a few more things up their sleeve too. And I'm going to use my cutting flattery in this case. That last comment being the, pretty word.
The black and pink fox sitting next to her raises her hand. I've got a few stories if you're interested.
Well, why don't I take a seat? Are there really any seats?
Uh,
It doesn't look like there are any seats. I'll pull
she
up a chair.
telekinetically pulls up a mushroom seat under you.
Tell me all about this place.
Well,
I sit
this
there as I'm like
place was
wide-eyed.
This place was actually founded by a group of pirates.
Oh, interesting.
Long, long ago, or before the Takumi ever existed, there was a group of nefarious pirates who looted, pillaged, plundered all the land. They were a vicious sort of person. A vicious sort. Some say there were only 12. Some say there were only 3. Some say that they numbered in the hundreds.
Who numbered in the threes, 12s, or hundreds again?
The pirates.
Oh, interesting.
Well, eventually they came here. And eventually they grew this village from nothing. For this was all barren wasteland way back then.
So these pirates did a little bit of landscaping, you say, with their untold riches after plenty.
Yeah, in fact, they found a few cursed artifacts and everything. It was incredibly useful for helping to clear out this land for the village.
And you say these artifacts are cursed. Oh.
No
What
one really
were
knows.
No one knows what these artifacts are or what they did. They just exist.
Correct. All anyone knows is that there used to be a sacred tree here that grew in the middle of the nothingness.
And these pirates, where are they now?
Dead, all of them. It's been hundreds of years.
But
But
none of their descendants are here?
who can say? You see, after they had to clear the tree to make room for all of this, later they have made other trees that were able to house people. It's said that they awakened, disturbed a spirit, a powerful cat who cursed them to bear the nature, the wrath of plants. It is said that she separated them, hunted them down one by one. She made sure that they had seeds inside them. Maybe they would have eaten fruits, maybe she put them in their food. And from each and every one, you would grow that seed into a massive tree, killing the pirate in the process. It is said that those trees are interspersed all throughout the Takumi territory. She then
So
looks. Go ahead.
you're saying that these pirates they became trees?
Yep. But the
Perhaps
nature
one of
spirit
these
wasn't.
trees.
Go ahead.
But so perhaps one of these pirates lingers among the trees that we're in currently.
It's possible. Though I wouldn't really say there's much of a likelihood of descendants to your earlier question. You see, it's said that the tree spirit comes to life, comes back every single time another pirate enters this village. Slips something into their food, waits until they're in just the right place, and turns them into one of the trees to remind all pirates of what their kind desecrated. Roll will save, by the way. Flynn knows what he is.
I do know what I am.
Flynn
That's not as
completely believes her that the spirit is likely to come after them.
Why is Flynn always experiencing the horrors?
It is the
Untold
alcohol, clearly.
Fun part.
Flynn feels the necessity, because they failed the will save, to start backing away from the black and pink fox. Roll reflex. Flynn slips on a carefully disguised banana peel, at which point the fox and the cat across from her just high-five each other.
Oh, you cheeky little fox. You almost got me there. I respect it. I love a
So
good
there's more
prank.
to add to
I'm
this.
I'm just gonna start like shaking all of their hands.
Very well.
I'll buy you guys around for that one. And I gesture over to well, I asked them first, what is you guys' preferred drinks?
Fox's respite, the pink and black fox would say. The cat would say banana sundae.
Hey, Tom at DM so quick. Wait. Oh shit.
I gesture over to the bartender. Around for my friends over here. Whatever they want.
Sorry, I accidentally sent that to the wrong place.
Nice.
The one with the moon marking on their head would say Midnight Sunday, whereas the one with the goggles would say Galestorm. The cat would say the lightning special, and Gala would say I need hard whiskey.
I like that one. Very straight to the point.
We can tell who's the straight man of this group.
But yeah, I buy them all around. And you know what? I'll go with the straight man here and go with the whiskey as well. Fuck it.
They offer you
crazy.
back your seat, and then you notice the cat from earlier just getting up and leaving the slowly making to leave the tavern. She looks to the side and says, Shade, if you wouldn't mind a minute. Yes. Next time you tell my story, please make sure not to forget that I make sure to paint each of those trees with a big smiley face.
Oh, how pleasant.
Bones.
I wish
Okay,
Tail had.
Flynn, roll perception.
I really wish Tail had heard that. That would have been amazing.
God damn it.
At advantage.
Oh, at advantage. Hold
Yeah.
up. I'll just take whatever the higher one is from this. Okay.
Flynn suddenly remembers having seen at least a few dozen trees on the way that were painted with pink smiley faces. At that point, she
Should I
just
be-
walks off.
What? I'm very confused.
At this point, Tail has wandered back over to the bar, just kind of plopping down in a seat with the Ashland plushie.
Alright, we have time for one more, so pick your table.
Flynn is having fun with the other adventurer group, listening to their stories. So he's good.
So, and let me take up too much of the space, so Tail will go over to this one.
All of you are able to pick wherever you want to be at now. Free move to pick whichever table or whatever that you want to go to.
Sticking to the adventurers table.
Come on, some of the others. So you should talk to the cowboy
I'll
on the
move
other.
over here.
Anyone gonna ask any of the characters anything?
No, if you wanted to go ahead, go ahead.
My character has a plan of action in his head, so he's not really much for talking at the moment.
Tail will wander over to the lady she saw studying magic, who I'm guessing is still doing so.
No, the one that was doing magic is over here. That one's just reading quietly.
Okay. She'll go over here, and in a friendly manner say,
Wait a minute.
Mm.
Wants to join Tail? Sprout, Albion, you can join the Tail.
I am about to
Gian.
pass the fuck out.
It's
Don't
not
forget to offer the plushie. Sorry.
I'll go with tail.
Sure.
There you go.
Cal wanders up to the one studying, and says, "You look like you've been busy quite
No,
all
this is
day."
the
Oh,
one doing magic.
doing magic. So she will ask, "Hey, what kind of magic are you working on there? And do you want to cuddle our plushie?" She says, holding up the Aslan plushie. Most playfully
She
hiding.
pulls out her own dragon plushie that looks remarkably similar and says, "I have actually been working on ensuring the incredible softness of the fur of this plushie. I have spent countless hours trying to engineer the softest, most plush fur imaginable. I'm close." The cat says
I want
ominously.
I want to roll insight on that just because Tail's wondering, is that really what they're doing? Because she's
Do it,
also
do
wondering,
it,
can
do
they
it,
make...
do it, do it.
Wait, ignore that. That was not the right roll. That's not how you roll insight. Much better.
Uh-huh. So anyway, as per your roll, she seems remarkably dedicated, and everything that she's saying lines up, as well as the fact that she seems to have a bunch of sewing tools, and you notice the plushies that seem to be hidden in her bag. She is a plushomancer, almost for certain. Roll some form of magic to see if that's true, by the way.
Some form of magic. I have religion.
Arcane, let's see. So,
I have Arcana trained. And do I have occultism? No, I don't have occultism.
Arcana is good. Actually, maybe I'll let you roll dragon for this, to be fair.
There's a lore I don't get to use very often. Why am I rolling sub 10 all so much today?
You are familiar. You're familiar with the story that is told, passed down among all dragon kind, saying that the art to making plushies was brought to the people by the people of Hoshizora by the dragons, who possessed secret magic to craft plushies more efficiently, make them softer and fluffier, and even turn people into them. Though the final one of those arts is very rare and tends to only be done by very powerful creatures.
Hale looks at them seriously. Are you a plushomancer? Is that what you're practicing here?
The dragon cat just looks to her. You know of the secret art. You have studied our ways. You are a good child.
Hale just floofs herself up. And you truly look to be someone working to mastering the art. I greatly approve, and I apologize for disturbing your work.
No, I was handed this incredibly powerful plushie that I must perfect until I can finally give her the softest fur imaginable. You see, long ago, it said that this one spotted a fox, an incredibly powerful fox queen, and found out that her fur was fluffier, so she commissioned the greatest artists and artisans until eventually looking for one who would make her fur as soft or more so.
It lies in your hands to finish it.
She takes out the dragon plushie that Sprout would recognize as the Ketna plushie.
Oh no.
Her tail, her eyes are just wide with the amazement at the plushie. And she is holding the Aslan plushie almost protectively.
She says a few intimidating words that make you feel as if the hounds of hell are about to be set upon you. A strike, at least a small bit of terror into each of your souls. And then suddenly, lightning strikes the plushie, which is strange because you're in a closed tavern. But it still strikes the plushie. And the air returns to normal. It is done.
What just happened?
I am truly blessed to have witnessed this.
1 sec. Poof. Maybe. There we go. This cat is suddenly spawned back to normal in the chair. She just blinks for a moment, looks down at herself, and then is really confused. She's like, "Well, this isn't my old body."
The dragon cat just grabs Ketna's head, running it through her fur. The great task has been completed.
Oh. Oh, damn.
Just this moment has made adventuring completely worth it. I can't even.
You know, I've been asleep since I was in Lavina's bag, and now I'm here. You made my fur, like, super soft?
Yes, your fur is softer than the great fox queen from hundreds of years ago. You now possess the softest fur that has ever been had in the entirety of the kingdom.
Wait,
Rejoice!
are you talking about foie gras?
Speak her name.
Well, yeah, she and I used to work together.
We
I
do
know
not
exactly
we do not lightly invoke the name of the soft-furred one.
and I will just we'll just place a paw on her head and say, I guess you actually succeeded. I've touched her fur enough to know.
Hale reaches the paw out as if wanting to touch, but is not sure if she should.
Ketna will just glance over and say, "You can touch," although I'm kind of confused. Because
I don't
this
know
is
if I'm worthy to touch such.
Oh, well, I guess you can ask the artisan.
All right, we are going to be raiding out, but I want to give you all a warning. We are going to get very serious. Combat is going to be next session. There may be 1 to 3 fights depending on how everything goes, and you will be getting your first dungeon.
Oh.
Alright.
That's
A
exciting.
quick,
Welcome a fight.
quick inquiry. Daylight savings time is happening between now and next game. How will that affect the next session?
Um,
When is
Scratch that.
daylight
Daylight
savings
savings time
happening?
is on that day. Is that gonna be like 1 a.m.?
we will be using daylight savings time.
Okay. So 5:30 next week Pacific time.
Say again?
5:30 next week Pacific time.
Yes, I believe so. I'm not good
Okay.
at translating times.
Yeah, so we will be meeting at the same time relative to DST.
Okay, so we are raiding into Nuzzlebutt. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. Love y'all. See you later. Hasta la vista.
Bye.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta vista.
Hey, I realized that my VTuber thing is floating for some reason.
You don't
Oh,
like it when your VTuber model
fascinating.
floats?
I didn't even notice.
There we go.
Personally, I think floating is it's a very good way to get everything going.
Wait, no, you're
Got a
not supposed to be
working.
floating anymore.
Yeah, you just got to float around, you know.
Go bed. Bye bye.
Bye.
It was a good
Bye for
session.
now.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.